Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to another video on this very breezy morning, but we have a lot of projects coming up this spring, so we must keep working. So today we are planting some Surefire rose begonias in this area, right underneath our Chinese rain tree, and I think it's going to be a perfect spot. In fact, Surefire rose begonias, let me show them to you. I've got a cart full of them over here. They're absolutely beautiful. I have no experience planting this particular variety, either in the landscape or in containers, but we've had a chance to go to Mackinac Island a couple of times, and Jack Barnwell, who does all of the landscapes up there, he designs them, his team puts them in. They are absolutely stunning, and he uses a lot of the Surefire begonias in his landscape designs. So I thought it'd be fun to give it a try here. Just look at the color. First of all, well, the color of the blooms is stunning, and this type of begonia doesn't need to be deadheaded. It just keeps blooming all the way from when you plant it through a frost, but the foliage I think is extra pretty. So it's super deep green and really glossy. And the good thing about these two, from what I've learned about them, is that they're not like the older begonias. Like, they are really vigorous in their growth habit, and they'll grow from 12 to 24 inches tall and wide, and they actually grow better and bloom more consistently with consistent moisture, which is something that you may not think a begonia would like. But consistent moisture, consistent feeding, and they'll perform really, really well. So this area here beneath the tree is mostly dappled sun through the day until the very last part. It does get a little piece of sun right up front especially, so it'll be really interesting to see how they perform. But I do think this is a good location for them because it has drip tubing and a ton of weeds right now. I see a lot of comments from you guys wondering how we keep all of our weeds down and how come we never have weeds in our flower beds. Well, like, this area has gotten away from us because it's been such a rainy spring. We haven't been able to really keep on top of all of the weeds. So as I plant today, I will be pulling all of those and cleaning it up, and we'll probably be doing some mulching around all the plants when we're all done. One last thing, I do think I'm going to plant pretty much the whole area full of the begonias, except I'm going to leave a little piece right along the front, because I think I'm going to plant some lemon coral sedum to kind of do a cascading thing over these rocks, and I think that bright chartreuse with the deep green leaves of the begonias will be a really beautiful combination. So I'm just going to lay all the begonias out. We'll get them planted. I am going to be using some slow release fertilizer in each one of the holes, which I have over here. So this is it right here. I'll be tossing just a little bit. I usually just do a generous pinch in each hole, and that helps give them a really good start. So anyway, let's get going. Oh my goodness, you guys, I absolutely love how this turned out. I love the color, I love the way they look. I think this is my favorite thing that we've planted in this area so far. And it's especially pretty because if you look kind of right over the top of the pink blooms, you can see the lilac and the red bud blooming in the background, so it just looks extra sweet. And we did re-mulch it. So before it had just a really thick bark mulch on top, and it just looked a little bit too rustic for me. So we went in with a finer shredded wood mulch here, and this is just black mulch, and it sets the plants off really nicely. It looks really good together. So I don't know if I said it before, but the other cool thing about these begonias is that they can take both sun and shade. Now that's going to be kind of an experiment for us here. Like I said, I don't have much experience with this variety yet in our particular landscape. We don't have very much humidity. We have very dry heat, so they may not handle that sort of situation as well as they would in a more humid, more moderate climate. But we'll see what happens, because like I said, the back part will get very filtered sun throughout the whole day. It'll just be this very front little piece that'll get a little bit of the afternoon sun. So it'll be a really good test to see how much they can take here. The other reason why we decided to plant them here was because they're being watered with drip irrigation, and we have very hard water here. So overhead water might spot up their leaves a little bit. So I feel like this is going to be an ideal spot. And I don't think I would need to plant another single plant in this area to have it look amazing. We may come in still with the lemon coral sedum and do a little plant, you know, something that'll kind of soften these rocks and kind of trail over the edge a little bit and bring a kind of a bright pop, but it looks beautiful as is. These are a zone 10 through 11 begonia. So if you live in that zone, in that beautiful weather, they'll live year round. Here in our zone 5, you can dig them up if you want to, because they act as a really good houseplant. So that's something I could do this fall if I want to enjoy them inside. Otherwise, they are an annual. So I am super thrilled with the way this area looks. I'm really excited to give you updates, and these poor plants are getting kind of a tough initiation period with all the wind we've had today. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and we will see you in the next one. Bye.